It's time for the Dr. Cho Show, the show that helps you understand the latest and safest modern dental techniques for you and your family. You'll become an educated dental consumer and also learn about health trends outside of the dental industry. Here's your host, Dr. Dan Cho.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Dr. Cho Show, your number one resource for everything related to our oral health. My name is Dr. Dan, and I am a general dentist here in Portland, Oregon. I have been also practicing in private practice for about 9 years. Next, I'd like to go into, what are the pros and cons of dental implants. And so, like I had mentioned before, I'm biased, I really like implants. Implants are considered the gold standard to treat edentulosum or missing teeth, but they're obviously not foolproof, and they're not for everybody. I have lots of patients who, while they love implants, I have a handful that are like, hey doc, I really don't like surgery. What are my other options? And, if you're trying to avoid surgery, implants are really obviously not going to be the way to go. So, let's talk about some of the pros for implants. So, implants, they perform exceedingly well in oral reconstruction and rehabilitation. The aesthetics, the occlusion, the bite, phonetics, how you talk in particular with sibilants and fricatives, the S and F sounds, the ability to chew, and also there and also there are a lot of studies that show that the implants they rank the highest in terms of satisfaction amongst patients. These are all things that are superior to the other two options, which is a bridge or a denture of some type, and so they're also incredibly versatile in combining implants with other types of prosthetics such as dentures or a procedure called all-on-4, which we can talk about that later. But the implants, they provide a lot of versatility to be able to really get your teeth back so you can go on living life. And so in addition to excellent function, implants, man, they just have such a high long-term success rate that a lot of the studies have shown from anywhere from 85 up to as high as 95 over a 5 to 10 year period in many multiple studies. They just I had oral surgeons that I talked to, when I was chatting with him, he said basically that implants, we don't really know how long they last because they keep on lasting as a whole. Now, and the studies have really gone to show and back a lot of that up. Now, does that mean that implants are completely foolproof, that you can get them and they'll be perfectly fine? Absolutely not. Everything that we do can fail. But when you compare them in studies to, bridges, when you compare them to crowns, when you compare them to fillings, they constantly and routinely outperformed them. Now, I'm not saying that you also should, if you got a small cavity in a tooth, that tooth needs to come out and you need to replace it with an implant. No, that's way over extreme and really not necessary. But it just really goes to show that why a lot of dentists will say that, hey, implants, they work really well. We know that they are fantastic, and why a lot of dentists will actually be kind of really biased towards implants. Not going to be for everybody. So some of the kind of cons to implants is that while they're an extremely effective treatment option, there are quite a few hurdles to pass to really ensure predictable success. So many people are just really simply not good candidates for implants. They don't have enough bone, either the depth or the width. They're not a good, healthy surgical candidate. There's insufficient prosthetic space, not enough room to be able to actually put the crown inside. And, what's the point of an implant, being a buried implant, if you can't actually put the crown on top of it? And kind of the lastly is also the ability to pay for surgery, especially if there are multiple different grafting surgeries that need to be done. I'll be one of the first ones to admit, dental treatments, especially some of the higher costing surgeries, it's not cheap, especially in the short term. But when you compare them over the number of, especially in the short term, but when you compare them over the number of years, it actually may be something that is actually cheaper kind of long term. And so if you are a good candidate and you can get implants, especially if you're young and healthy, just know that implants themselves, they've been constantly and consistently shown to really outperform a lot of the other kind of doing a root canal buildup in a crown, and an additional surgery called crown lengthening, where they actually remove some of the healthy bones so that the crown can go down deep enough to be able to cover the entire tooth. Really, when you start to get into that, it's honestly the same cost as an implant. An implant is going to last them a lot longer, and so they're now with kind of the kind of advent of a lot of better technology with implants, they just tend to be a lot more predictable. So all right, so real quick, I also, like I promised, if you wanted to find out and get a free implant consultation here in the Portland area, this is how you can do that. Reach out to us, info@lifebloomdental.com. That's info at LIFEBLOOM dental.com. Or you can give us a call, 503-646-4600. Again, that's 503-646-4600. You can also go onto our website, portlandsdentist.com. That's Portlands with an S, dentist.com. And, just say, hey, I heard you about the podcast. I'd like to try to get a free, implant consultation. Be sure that you do mention the podcast so that we can make sure that it is free for you. So if you do have any questions, if you want to hear a little bit more about this, obviously come out, reach to it. And I hope that this was helpful. And, we'll find a lot of other topics to kind of really discuss. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll chat soon. All right, have a good one.
Thank you for listening to The Dr. Cho Show. If you have any questions for Dr. Cho, you can reach him at www.portlandsdentist.com or by calling his office at 503-646-4600, or feel free to send him an email at info@lifebloomdental.com.